Hello guys, how are you all? Welcome to my channel. So, today we are gonna see, what if Naruto has ability to rebuild the future, part 1, subscribe if you enjoy the video, let's start the story. Dusan, where are we going? Asked Naraku. We are headed to the Kaguya clan, which is located in the land of water, replied Naruto. Naruto-kun, you never did say why we are headed to the land of water, said Kagome, as she carried her son in her arms. Well, I know how much you love taking care of orphans and those less fortunate, so I thought you might want to help a boy that is being held captive by his own clan, said Naruto. That's horrible, why would they do such a thing, said Kagome disgusted. There is no good reason for why they are doing it, but I will try and explain the situation to you. You see, the Mizukage fears those with bloodlines, so he has ordered all people with a bloodline to be executed on sight. The Kaguya clan has a bloodline that allows them to use their bones as weapons, and because of the Mizukage's order they have been revolting, but not with much success. Their secret weapon is a young boy that seems to be the prodigy of the clan, but they fear his power, so they lock him up after every battle, said Naruto, explaining the happenings in the land of water. That's horrible, we are going to help that boy, right? Said Kagome, giving Naruto a look that he knew too well. Yes love, that is why we are headed there, so that you can free the boy, said Naruto, smiling at his wife. Good, said Kagome before going back to rocking her son. Do you want me to hold Arashi now? Asked Naruto, offering to hold his firstborn son. Thank you, but I don't trust you not to give him any sake, said Kagome. He's only 6 months old, I would wait until he is at least 2 before offering him some sake, said Naruto, causing Kagome to glare at him, while Naraku laughed at the two. Dusan is going to get beat up by Kasan, said Naraku laughing. Traitor, mumbled Naruto before Kagome hit him over the head and knocked him to the ground. If you get Arashi or any future children of mine adopted or not addicted to your sake drinking habits, you will never be able to walk properly again, growled Kagome before stomping off. Why did I have to marry such a powerful woman? Wondered Naruto, as he nursed the bruise on his head. You okay Dusan? Asked Naraku, jumping off Entei to check on his father. Not yet, but I will be after I beat you up, said Naruto before he tackled Naraku to the ground and started to tickle him. Naraku was laughing so hard tears were running down his face as he begged his father to stop. Come on, let's hurry and catch up to your mother before she beats me up again, said Naruto, picking up Naraku on his shoulders. Naruto-kun, hurry up please, yelled Kagome. Naruto just smiled before he started to leap through the tree to give Naraku a fun ride as he raced to catch up to his beautiful wife. Few days later, so this is the land of water, too much mist, said Kagome. Let me fix that for you, said Naruto before using his chakra to dispel the mist 10 feet around his family. Thank you Naruto-kun, now which way do we go now, asked Kagome. Tell the truth, we are only a few miles away from the mist village, but we don't want to head there. If I remember what that old pervert taught me, then the Kaguyas are located west of the village in their clan house, said Naruto. Dusan, why would they stay in one place if they are being hunted? Asked Naraku. You're really too smart for an 8-year-old, but you make a good point. The reason they are staying in one place is because it is the safest place for them to be. If they try to leave the cover of the clan house they will be easily picked off one by one, but by staying in the clan house, they are able to at least have some type of defense, replied Naruto. Eventually, they will all be killed off because they are cut off from outside resources, said Naruto. Is there anything we can do to save them all? Asked Naraku hopefully. You are starting to pick up your mother's kind heart, but I'm afraid that the Kaguya clan, like many other clans, is a very prideful clan and will refuse any help we can offer them. That is why we are just there to free the boy, and that is all, answered Naruto, ruffling Naraku's silver hair. Are all clans stupid like that? Asked Naraku, as he swatted his father's hand away. You will soon learn that in the ninja world, those who tend to have power usually end up full of themselves, said Naruto, smiling down at his son. Like you are when you are teaching me Taijutsu? Asked Naraku innocently. Hey, I can't help it that when it comes to Taijutsu I am king, said Naruto arrogantly. Oh yeah, you're definitely not full of yourself, said Kagome laughing at Naruto. If you are so great at Taijutsu why does Kasan always beat you up, said Naraku. That's because when it comes down to who is boss, I always win, said Kagome with a smirk. Really, could you teach me how to beat Dusan, then? Asked Naraku hopefully. I don't know, you promised to do exactly as I say. Asked Kagome with a smile. She had to hold back her laughs as Naraku started to beg her to teach him. Traitor, exclaimed Naruto, shaking his fist at his son. Entei just watched the whole thing with an impassive look as it walked beside its master. Well, at least I got you buddy, said Naruto petting Entei. Break. Okay, so what is your plan for getting the boy out? Asked Kagome as Naruto hit them with a I will cause a distraction that will have the whole clan focused on me while you use your Maiko powers to find the boy and get out of the compound. Naraku, you will be responsible for protecting Arashi while your mother and I are gone, said Naruto. Yes Dusan, replied Naraku, taking Arashi from his mother. Wait for my signal, said Naruto, kissing Kagome before he snuck into the compound. Kagome didn't have to wait long before a huge explosion came from the compound. It figures your father would make as much noise as possible for a distraction, sighed Kagome before hopping on Entei and taking off into the compound at speeds that no human eye could follow. But Naruto, who are you? Demanded a man before launching a barrage of bone bullets at Naruto, who easily dodged the attack. Me, I'm just a wanderer, said Naruto as he did a few hand seals. When he was sent by the Mizukage, yelled at the man before 5 Kaguya clan members charged at Naruto with weapons made of their own bones. Naruto just waited until they were extremely close to him before calling out to him. Ton. Ditapa, said Naruto before a powerful gust of wind blew away all of Naruto's opponents. I'm kind of disappointed, I expected so much more from the Kaguya clan, said Naruto, but soon he was surrounded by 20 members of the clan. I spoke too soon, said Naruto sheepishly before he was forced on the defensive. With Kagome, over that way Entei, I can send someone, said Kagome to Entei. Entei just nodded before taking off in that direction. Kagome was glad they hadn't run into any members of the Kaguya clan because she didn't like to fight, but she was also worried what that meant for Naruto. You better be okay Naruto-kun or I'll kill you myself, said Kagome. It didn't take Entei long before they reached the boy they were looking for, and Kagome was horrified by the condition he was in. The boy was malnourished and looked half dead while he lay against the cold bars of the steel cage. Oh my gosh, this is horrible, said Kagome as she fired an arrow at the cell that broke through the bars. Kagome then hopped off Entei and ran over to the small boy. He looked no older than Naraku, and Kagome was just disgusted that someone would do this to a child, especially a family. Who are you? Asked a boy with a lifeless look in his eyes. The woman that had entered his cell wasn't of his clan, but he was too tired to get a good look at her. My name is Higurashi Kagome, and I am here to take you away from this hell, said Kagome, picking the boy up and carrying him over to Entei. I am Kaguya Kimimaro, said the boy as he got a good look at Kagome. When he was able to take in the full sight in Kagome, he immediately thought she was an angel. The woman was around 5'7" with a beautiful heart-shaped face and kind eyes. Are you an angel? Asked Kimimaro before he passed out in her arms. Kagome had used her Miko powers to put the boy in a deep sleep as she got onto Entei. Don't worry, I will not let any more harm befall you Kimimaro, said Kagome before telling Entei to get them out of the place. But Naruto, well you all, it is time for me to go, but we should do this again sometime, said Naruto as he left the compound. The Kaguya clan members didn't even hear Naruto because they were all lying facing down in the ground nursing their injuries. Naruto just smirked before he disappeared in a yellow flash. Break, how is he doing? Asked Naruto as he appeared next to Kagome. He'll live, I used my Miko powers to cure him of the illness that he had, so with proper nourishment and care he'll be able to be in good condition for a boy his age, said Kagome with a smile as she put a warm washcloth on his forehead. That is good, I'll go check on Naraku and Arashi while you tend to him, said Naruto before kissing Kagome on the forehead and leaving her alone with the boy. Not too long after Naruto left, the boy started to wake up to Kagome's surprise. Where am I? Asked Kimimaro, sitting up slowly. You're with my family, and we rescued you from the prison you were in, said Kagome as she smiled down at the boy. Why? Asked Kimimaro, not understanding why someone would help him. Because you didn't serve to be used like that, so we decided to help you out and offer you a home with us, but you don't have to stay with us if you don't want to, said Kagome. What's the catch? Asked Kimimaro, trying to find the true reason why they helped him. There is no catch, you are free to choose what you want to do from now on. I cured you of your illness, so it is now up to you to decide what you want to do with your life, said Kagome before getting up to check on Naruto. Where are you going? Asked Kimimaro, confused. I am going to check on my husband and make sure he doesn't try to give our son any sake. Would you like to come with me? Said Kagome, smiling at Kimimaro. Kimimaro just nodded before following Kagome. It didn't take long for Kagome to find Naruto, and she smiled at how he was tickling Arashi's chin. And you're back, yelled Naraku before hugging Kagome around the waist. I'm glad to see you again in Naraku-chan, I want you to meet somebody. Naraku-kun is Kimimaro-kun. Kimimaro-kun met Naraku-kun, my other son, said Kagome, introducing the two. Hello Kimimaro Nai-chan, said Naraku smiling at the other boy. Nai-chan asked Kimimaro in surprise. Come on Nai-chan, I'll introduce you to father and Entei, said Naraku running off to go get his father and Entei. Kimimaro just looked up at Kagome as if asking for permission. Come on, I'll introduce you to the rest of your family, said Kagome offering her hand. Family? Asked Kimimaro, not understanding. Yes, from now on whether you wish to stay with us or not, you are part of this family and will always have a place among us, said Kagome with a kind smile as she looked down at Kimimaro. Kimimaro slowly but surely places his hand in Kagome's, causing her to give him a wide smile before leading him over to where Naraku was bugging Naruto. Kagam didn't realize it, but at that moment Kimimaro had made his decision to stay with Kagam and protect her until the day he died. "Break, you sure you don't want to play with Naraku-kun?" asked Kagam as they made their way back home. "No thank you," said Kimimaro softly. Kagam was happy the boy had decided to come with him, but she was a little worried how he didn't want to play like other kids his age. The boy only seemed to want to be by her side or train with Naruto to become stronger to protect her. She found it cute that he wanted to protect her, but still wished he would enjoy life a little more. "Kagam-sama, what is your village like?" asked Kimimaro. That is another thing that Kagam didn't like was how he always addressed her, as if she was better than him. "It's just Kagam, if I have to keep reminding you of that I am going to have to punish you," said Kagam sternly. "Yes ma'am," said Kimimaro, not really sorry at all. "You're lucky I like you so much, or I would bump you over the head like I do with Naruto-kun," said Kagam, ruffling his long white hair. This action caused Kimimaro to give Kagam a small smile. "Well, if I had to describe our home, I guess I would describe it by saying it is a very friendly place. You see, we have only been there for about 2 years, but already we have many people who stay there. Of course, all the people that live there now were people without homes or lost their homes to bandits, but still we all help each other out. Naruto-kun even found some missing ninjas who got tired of being on the run to start up a ninja academy and teach any kids who wish to learn how to be a ninja. We have farmers, merchants who come by to trade, and many other things that you would expect in a small developing village. I'm sure you will love it there," said Kagam, smiling. It always warmed her heart to remember all the things Naruto did to help those less fortunate than him. He really was a great guy and she was so lucky to have him. "I would very much like to see this village and help with its building," said Kimimaro. "I'm sure I can find something for you to do," said Kagam, smiling at the boy. "I do not wish to be a burden," said Kimimaro seriously. "You most definitely will not be a burden," said Kagam, giving Kimimaro a quick hug. "Hasan, are we there yet?" whined Naraku from behind. "Yeah, are we there yet?" whined Naruto, mocking his son. "Naruto-kun, Naraku-kun, don't make me punish you both," said Kagam, turning to glare at the boys. "Yes ma'am," they both replied as they tried to hide from her glare. Kimimaro just watched the group with an amused look as he continued to walk besides Kagam. "Break, home sweet home," said Naruto as they walked through the gates into the village. "This is very impressive for a developing village," said Kimimaro as he looked around and saw all the buildings and people walking around doing various things. He also noticed a few ninjas appearing every now and then running on the roofs and through the streets. "This will be your new home from now on. I hope one day you will become strong enough to protect our home against any enemies," said Naruto, placing a hand on Kimimaro's shoulder. "I will protect Kagam-sama and her home with my life," replied Kimimaro, giving Naruto a serious look. "I'll hold you to that," said Naruto, smirking down at the boy. "Hum on you too, Naraku-kun is getting impatient," yelling Kagam to Naruto and Kimimaro. Naruto and Kimimaro just smiled before they continued walking to catch back up with Kagam. "Kagam-sama, why are we headed to the hidden village of sand?" asked Kimimaro. Kagam turned to look at the young boy in front of her and couldn't help but feel proud to see how well he was turning out to be. It had been 4 years since they had saved the stoic boy from his clan, and since then he had become a powerful ninja that thrived in their rapidly growing village. In fact, the boy had grown so powerful that he was Kagam's personal guard. Kagam was worried at first at how hard the boy trained to be the best, but when she found out that he was doing it so that he could protect her, she felt her heart go out to him, and she helped him in any way that she could. "We are going there because there is a boy there who is being hated for something he has no control over," said Kagam, smiling at the young boy. "Like the way my clan feared me because of my own power?" asked Kimimaro. "Yes, he is just like you in that retrospect," said Kagam sadly. "Do not worry, Kagam-chan, I will lift the boy off his burden, and if he wishes he will come with us," said Naruto, placing a comforting hand on her shoulder. "You never did tell me exactly how you are going to extract the demon from him," said Kagam, curious. "Well, it is quite easy, all I have to do is place my hand over the seal, and the demon will instantly be absorbed into my body. The Shiken Jewel made it so that I would forever be the jailer of Biju, but unlike before I gained none of their abilities," said Naruto. "I still do not understand how you can just extract the demon so easily, Naruto-sama," said Kimimaro. "Neither do I, but you see right now I contain 0 demons inside my body. Apparently, the seal tattooed all over my body is designed specifically for containing them, so the space is already made to contain each, which is why I am able to extract them so easily from the vessels," said Naruto. "Don't worry about Kimimaro-kun, there are some things in this world that are beyond our understanding," said Kagam wisely. "Yes, Kagam-sama," said Kimimaro. "I hope that Arashi-kun will be okay with Naraku-kun," said Naruto. "He will be fine, besides Entei will be watching over them both, and Entei absolutely loves Arashi. No harm will come to either of the boys," said Kagam, reassuring her husband. "I know, but I just worry," said Naruto. Usually, you would expect it would be the woman worrying over such matters, but Naruto never had a family before, so he makes up for it by worrying constantly over those he cares for most. He just wants to make sure that his son and wife are happy and live a better life than he did when he was little. If you wish I could return back to the village and watch over them both, said Kimimaro. I appreciate that, my boy, but I need you to protect Kagam-chan while I deal with Gaara. The Kazekage is a very devious man, and once he sees me talking to his son, he will try to find out who I am through the people I entered the village with. That means he will try to go after Kagam-chan. I will need you to protect her at all costs, said Naruto seriously. No one shall lay a hand on Kagam-sama, said Kimimaro with fire in his eyes. Naruto just nodded his head at the young boy and didn't doubt his words for a moment. Kimimaro was strong enough to fight even Anbu on equal ground, which is why he didn't worry for a second over Kagam's safety. I'll have you both know that I am perfectly capable of protecting myself, said Kagam glaring at the two. She didn't like when people talked about her, as if she was weak. She was powerful in her own right and demanded respect for her abilities when she was forced to use them. Kimimaro and Naruto just shivered at the look she gave them before apologizing. Yes ma'am, they both replied at the same time. Kagam just nodded satisfied at the two before she turned her back on the two and continued walking through the never-ending desert. Man, she can be scary, mumbled Naruto to Kimimaro, so Kagam couldn't hear him. Kimimaro would never speak such things aloud, but inwardly he was agreeing completely with Naruto. Break, are we there yet, Naruto-kun? Whined Kagam. She really hated the desert because sand got everywhere and she felt so unclean. Here, I thought Naraku-kun whined too much, mumbled Naruto with a smirk. I heard that, said Kagam smacking Naruto upside the head. How is it that your sake has not got any sand in it? Asked Kimimaro randomly. Kagam and Naruto just stopped what they were doing before turning to face the stoic boy and could only blink at him. Did I say something wrong? Asked Kimimaro worried. Kagam and Naruto turned to face each other before they broke out laughing at what Kimimaro had asked. Kimimaro just looked at the two confused as to why they were laughing so hard. Finally, after a few minutes, Kagam and Naruto had calmed down and were wiping away the tears from their eyes. I'm sorry, Kimimaro-kun, but for all the things that could run through your head, you worry about how my sake doesn't get any sand in it, laughed Naruto. Kimimaro just developed a twitch over his eye as Naruto continued to laugh. We are sorry, Kimimaro-kun, but you must admit that you usually don't worry about such things, so we found it funny that you picked something so insignificant, said Kagam smiling at him. If you say so, Kagam-sama, said Kimimaro, not sure how to reply to what Kagam and Naruto were trying to say. Lighten up there, son, when you are old enough to drink sake I will tell you all my secrets, said Naruto proudly. Naruto-kun, what did I say about turning any of my children into alcoholics, that I would make it so you could never walk properly again? Kimimaro-kun, if you start to drink sake, I will disown you, said Kagam, once again giving both men a mean glare causing them both to gulp unconsciously. Yes ma'am, they replied together. Men, so easy, thought Kagam with a smirk. Hey look, there is the hidden village of sand, said Naruto changing the subject. Finally, I am in good need of a bath, said Kagam happily as she dreamed about bathing in the local hot springs. Kimimaro, I want you to keep your eyes open for an old man with white hair when Kagam is in the hot springs. If you see him I want you to immediately take him out because he is a super pervert and will try to put Kagam-chan in one of his perverted novels, said Naruto. Kimimaro just looked shocked before his eyes narrowed. I will make sure no one spies on Kagam-sama while she is in the village, said Kimimaro. There was no way he would allow anyone to defile Kagam-sama in some novel for others' perverse pleasure. Good, now put over your birthmarks so no one will recognize you as a Kaguya, said Naruto. Yes, Naruto-sama, said Kimimaro before performing a series of hand seals and casting that instantly covered his birthmarks to make it look like there was nothing on his forehead at all. Kagam-chan, do not use your Maiko powers unless you have to. I don't want you drawing too much attention to yourself, said Naruto, giving Kagam a knowing look. Fine, I'll resist, but you better make it up to me, said Kagam with a smirk. Naruto just sighed before conceding to her demands. His wife loved to use her powers to help others, but it was just too dangerous for her to use her powers in one of the great ninja villages. Maiko powers were rare, and any kage would jump at the chance to have such a powerful priest or priestess in their village. Alt, state your name and purpose for coming to Suna, said a guard who was guarding the gates. We are just travelers looking for a place to stay for the night before we continue on our journey, said Naruto. Please sir, we will leave within a couple of days. All we ask for is directions to the nearest hotel so that we may rest for a few days before continuing on our journey, pleaded Kagam. The guards just looked at each other before deciding to let the group enter into the village. Fine, you may enter, but if you cause any trouble, then you will be dealt with accordingly, said the guard before signaling for them to proceed into the village. Naruto, Kagam, and Kimimaro bowed in gratitude before they entered into the village. It certainly is bigger than our home, but that is to be expected, said Kagam, as they made their way through the village. Our village gets bigger and bigger each year though. In a few years, I believe that our village will rival that of the 5 great shinobi villages, said Naruto, unimpressed with the village of sand. You are right Naruto-sama, but once it gets to that size, we will have to start contracting clients from different lands in order to fund our village, said Kimimaro knowingly. Yes we will, and that is when the other shinobi countries will start sending ninjas to spy on us and determine if we are a threat or not, but I have already decided to make a treaty with Konoha before that happens, said Naruto agreeing with Kimimaro's words. I think the only thing the other shinobi villages won't expect is just how good our defenses are, said Kimimaro. Yes, and we have Kagam-chan to thank for that. Her Maiko powers provide us with some of the best natural protections than almost any other shinobi village, said Naruto with a smile. I didn't do that much, said Kagam with a blush. You are too modest Kagam-sama, said Kimimaro. Kimimaro-kun, keep Kagam-chan safe while I go find the child we have come for, said Naruto before breaking off from the two. Be safe Naruto-kun, yelled Kagam as he walked away. Okay Kimimaro-kun, let's find a hotel before going off to the hot springs, said Kagam as she walked in the opposite direction of her husband. But Naruto, now where are you at Gaara thought Naruto as he made his way through the village. He decided to go to the playground because that was where he always went when he was little. I went there hoping that one day I would find someone who would want to play with me thought Naruto, bringing up painful memories. It didn't take him long to reach the playground where he saw a bunch of kids playing with a ball and having a good time. He watched them play for a bit and when the ball was stuck in the tree, he was going to help them retrieve it but didn't have to because the sand rose up and got the ball for the kids. Naruto watched sadly as the kids all ran from the small red-haired boy in fear as he only tried to help them out. Once all the kids were gone, Naruto decided to make his move. Hey kid, said Naruto causing Gaara to turn around and face him. Who are you? Asked Gaara worried it was another adult trying to kill him. My name is Kazama Naruto, and what is your name? Asked Naruto with a kind smile. I am Subaku no Gaara, said Gaara. Hell Gaara, would you like to play? Asked Naruto holding out the ball that was left discarded on the ground. Do you really want me to play with you? Asked Gaara with a little bit of hope. Yeah, said Naruto tossing the ball to Gaara who caught it in surprise. Gaara just stared back at Naruto in shock and silence until Naruto broke that silence. Well, are you going to toss it back or are you going to hug the ball all to yourself? Asked Naruto with a smile. Gaara's eyes just lit up before he tossed the ball to Naruto and they started to play a game of catch. Naruto and Gaara played many games until it was nighttime, where Naruto decided to take a seat. Sit with me Gaara-kun, said Naruto patting the seat next to him. Gaara just nodded happily before taking a seat next to Naruto. Did you have fun Gaara-kun? Asked Naruto with a smile. Yes sir, said Gaara with a small smile. I'm glad, but I'm afraid there was another reason I came here to see you other than to play with you, said Naruto as he looked down at Gaara seriously. Gaara just looked up at Naruto in shock before he got up and looked at him suspiciously. I know how the people here treat you Gaara-kun, and I know it must hurt to have so many people hate you for something that is not your fault. I know this because I also grew up with my village hating me and people trying to kill me at every opportunity, said Naruto as he started to remember his painful past. Gaara's eyes just widened at hearing that this man suffered just as he did. Some would say that a 6-year-old is too young to understand most things, but demon containers usually grew up understanding things at a much younger age in order to ensure their survival. For some reason that he couldn't explain, Gaara trusted this stranger he had just met and listened closely to what he had to say. I have come to offer you an opportunity to relieve you of your burden and take you back home with me where you will be loved and cared for. You do not have to answer me now, I will give you 2 days to come up with an answer, said Naruto before standing up. You mean you can make the voices stop and take me somewhere where people won't glare at me? Asked Gaara hopefully. Yes, I can take you to a place where you will be free to play with kids your own age and live life you want to live it, but like I said I don't want your answer right now. I want you to think about it. If you wish to accept my offer, then channel some chakra into this kunai and I will come to get you. Remember 2 days to make your decision, said Naruto before handing Gaara a 3-pronged kunai. Naruto then ruffled Gaara's hair before walking away. Gaara just watched him go before Naruto disappeared into the night. Break. Kagam-chan, I'm home, said Naruto entering their hotel room. Hello Naruto-kun, how did your trip go? Asked Kagam as she came out of the bathroom wearing some very thin silk pajamas. It took all of Naruto's self-control to not have a massive nosebleed as he looked upon his wife. My gosh, she has the body of a goddess thought Naruto as he checked her out. I'm glad to know that you still find me beautiful, but could you answer the question, said Kagam with a blush. Oh yeah, sorry about that, but you're just so damn beautiful, said Naruto as he wrapped his arms around Kagam and kissed her neck. Naruto-kun, first tell me how things went, said Kagome as she leaned back into his chest. Well, I found Gaara all alone at the playground and decided to play a little ball with him so that he wouldn't be so wary around me. We ended up having so much fun that by the time we finished playing it was nighttime, said Naruto with a chuckle. You always lose track of time when you play with Arashi-chan, as well, said Kagome with a smile. Yeah, well after that I told him the reason I came here and gave him the opportunity to come back home with me if he wanted. I told him I would give him 2 days before the offer is up, said Naruto as he carried Kagome over to the bed. I'm sure he'll end up joining us in the end, from what you told me of him, he is a good kid and all he needs is a good home where he can grow like he should, said Kagome snuggling next to her husband. I hope he comes with us as well, I hope so too, said Naruto as he held his wife close to him. 2 days later, how long will we wait for Naruto-sama? Asked Kimimaro. Just give him a few more minutes then if nothing we will leave, said Naruto as they stood outside the village. Naruto hadn't seen Gaara in 2 days because he didn't want to pressure him into making a decision, but now he was regretting it because it looked like Gaara wouldn't be coming with them. If it came to that, Naruto would be forced to sneak into the village and knock Gaara out so he could extract the demon. Naruto really didn't want to harm the boy he once called brother in his previous life. A few minutes later, and still nothing, this caused Naruto to sigh sadly. You tried honey, said Kagome before hugging her husband. I just wish, started Naruto, but stopped when he felt a pull coming from the kunai that he gave to Gaara. It seems he has accepted the offer, said Naruto before disappearing in a yellow flash. Kagome just smiled as she watched her husband disappear. With Gaara, maybe he isn't coming, thought Gaara sadly as he dropped the kunai. What surprised him was he never heard the kunai hit the ground and turned around to see Naruto holding the kunai and smiling down at him. I'm glad that you accepted my offer, but we need to go because no doubt your cage felt the chakra pulse from the kunai, said Naruto before grabbing Gaara before they both disappeared in a yellow flash. Not a second after they disappeared, the Kazekage and Samanbu entered the room to find nothing there. Find my son now, demanded the Kazekage before disappearing. With Kagome and Kimimaro, Kagome didn't have to wait long as Naruto appeared in a yellow flash with a red-haired boy in his arms. We need to go now, Kimimaro carries Kagome, said Naruto before taking off with Gaara in his arms. Kimimaro didn't need to be told twice and picked up Kagome bridal style and sped after Naruto. Break. The group ran at top speed for 4 full hours and was finally out of the land of wind. They were now a few miles away from their home village but decided to take a break so that Kagome and Naruto could explain what their village was like to Gaara. Hello Gaara-kun, I am Kagome and this is one of my sons Kimimaro, said Kagome with a smile as she introduced herself and Kimimaro to the frightened boy. Do not worry Gaara-kun, she is my wife and she will not harm you at all, said Naruto with a kind smile. I am Subaku no Gaara, said Gaara introducing himself to the kind woman. Now before we go any further, I am going to keep my promise and remove your burden from you like promised. Just close your eyes and count down from 10, said Naruto with a smile. Gaara slowly nodded his head before doing as he was told, but it was hard for him because the demon inside of him started to go crazy by telling him to kill Naruto and the others. Naruto gently placed his hands where Gaara's seal was located and focused on extracting the demon from the boy. It didn't take him long before he felt the demon leaving Gaara and entering into his own body. After the extraction was done, Naruto removed his hand and smiled at the boy and told him he could stop counting. Do you hear any more Gaara-kun? Asked Naruto with a knowing smile. Gaara just closed his eyes and searched, but to his shock, there were no more voices screaming at him, and he did something unexpected by hugging Naruto with tears running down his face. Thank you, cried Gaara in happiness. It was my pleasure son, said Naruto causing the boy to look up at him in shock. Son? Asked Gaara. From now on whether you like it or not you are part of my family. Kagome-chan, and I promise to take care of you to the best of your abilities. You will always be welcome in our family, said Naruto with a caring smile. Welcome to the family Gaara-kun, said Kagome before hugging the small boy. Kimimaro just watched Naruto and Kagome make the lonely boy the happiest he has ever been in his life and couldn't help but remember when he was saved by those two and inducted into their family. It brought one of his rare smiles to his face as his belief that Kagome-sama and Naruto-sama were worthy of dying for was reinforced in his mind. Now Gaara-kun, I am going to tell you all about your new home as we walk there, said Kagome as she held her hand out to the boy. Gaara just smiled before putting his hand in Kagome's and she immediately started to tell him all about the village. Naruto and Kimimaro walked a little bit behind the two and watched fondly as they chatted away. It seems you have a new little brother Kimimaro-kun, said Naruto before pulling out one of his sake bottles. It seems like when I do Naruto-sama, I will make sure to take care of and protect him, said Kimimaro. Naruto just smiled before placing a hand on Kimimaro's head and ruffling his hair. "You're a good kid, Kimimaro. I am proud of the man you are becoming," said Naruto before catching up to his wife. Kimimaro just stood there in shock before the biggest smile ever appeared on his face from what his father said to him. "I will not disappoint you, Naruto-sama," vowed Kimimaro before catching up with the rest of the group. Few weeks later, "How come you brought me along, and not Kasan?" asked Naraku, as he ran through the forest with his father. "I brought you along because this mission will require absolute stealth, which your Kasan doesn't have," said Naruto with a smirk. "Yeah right, you brought me for a whole nother reason," said Naraku with a knowing look. "Why can't you just be happy to help your old man with a mission?" asked Naruto, pretending to be offended by his son's accusing tone. "Don't take it the wrong way, Tusan, but kidnapping a girl isn't my idea of a good time," said Naraku. "I see you know about our mission to liberate the demon vessel for the two-tailed cat," said Naruto, impressed by his son's knowledge. "Of course, I am the sneakiest ninja in the village," said Naraku proudly. Naruto couldn't deny that knowledge. Naraku's control over his demonic insects provided him with the perfect way to spy and gain any knowledge he wanted. It seemed that Naraku inherited all his powers that he had in his previous form, except for being able to regenerate any type of wound. He would still regenerate at an amazing rate because he was but he couldn't regenerate like his reincarnations because his body contained his human heart. That was another thing Naruto was grateful for, that Naraku couldn't create incarnations of himself, but he could shape-shift into any living and non-living object. Naraku truly was a master at stealth because of his abilities. "You're so modest about that trait too," said Naruto with a smirk. "You're the one who is always saying that if you know you are the best, then it isn't arrogance, just the truth," said Naraku, returning the smirk. "Just don't tell your mother about all the drinking I do behind her back, and I won't tell her that you have been sneaking Arashi-kun off at night to ride Entei," said Naruto with a wink. "How did you know I was doing that?" asked Naraku, shocked that his Tusan knew what he did at night for his little brother. "I admit you may be one of the most cunning and devious of my sons, but you still got nothing on your old man. I practically invented the art of stealth. How do you think I managed to prank even the Hokage without the Anbu knowing when I was younger?" said Naruto with a smirk. "One day I will pull one over on you, Tusan," bowed Naraku. "I look forward to the day you surpass me at the art of pranking, but it won't be anytime soon," grinned Naruto. "So, what is the real reason you didn't bring Kasan?" asked Naraku again. "She is pregnant, and I didn't want to risk bringing her out with me when I know we will encounter many enemy ninjas," said Naruto seriously. "Really? That is great, why didn't you tell me sooner?" asked Naraku excitedly. She knew that if Kimimaro found out that he would go out of his way to make sure she didn't do anything too stressful. "You and I both know that Kimimaro-kun is very protective over your Kasan, and she doesn't want to worry him. He is busy enough as is," said Naruto. "You know he is going to just be upset when he finds out you didn't tell him," said Naraku. "Yes, and I can't wait to see the look on his face when he finds out we were hiding it from him," laughed Naruto. "Kasan is going to kill you when she finds out that the reason you convinced her not to tell Kimimaro Nai-chan is because you wanted to prank him," said Naraku, laughing at his father's horrified look. Okay, what will it take to keep your mouth shut?" asked Naruto in defeat. "I'll think about what I want before the mission is over," replied Naraku with a smirk. "Think too long, and I will find something to use against you," said Naruto before picking up the pace. "Break. Tusan, my insects tell me that the Cloud Ninjas have captured some girl from the Leaf Villages and are planning to breed her when she gets older," said Naraku, disgusted. "It must be Hinata-chan, but I thought Hiashi was able to save her before they managed to get away with it. It seems that the past is changing even without my interference," thought Naruto with a frown. "Son, I want you to find Yujito Nai and get her out of the village at all costs. Be careful, she has been trained since was very young to be a weapon and she might give you some problems." "I will go rescue the girl they captured," said Naruto. "Yes, Tusan," said Naraku before disappearing into the forest. "Don't worry, Hinata-chan, I am coming," thought Naruto before he entered the village and started to silently kill all those who got in his way. Elsewhere, Breakage managed to secure the girl. "What do you want us to do with her now?" asked a Cloud Ninja. "I want a full examination of her eyes, and then I want you to break her until she is nothing but a machine that follows orders," said Breakage before walking out of the room. "You heard him, let's get the girl to the medical bay so that they can examine her eyes," said the Cloud Ninja to his partner who was carrying the bag that contained the girl. "If this girl grows up to look anything like that mother of hers, then I want to be one of the ninjas who get to use her when she gets older," said the other Cloud Ninja with a perverse grin. "I hear you, pal, her mother was one fine piece of," said the Cloud Ninja before he choked on his last word and fell to the ground with a kunai in his throat. "I'm afraid no one will be touching the girl," said Naruto as he appeared from the shadows. "You bastard, I will kill you for that," growled the man before he whispered something into his headset. That 1 second he wasted to alert the others of the intruder cost him his life because Naruto immediately used the opportunity to slit the ninja's throat. Naruto then bent down and picked up the bag containing Hinata and was about to head out of the room but was stopped by the presence of 6 clouds blocking his path. Looks like this is going to be harder than I thought Naruto before he was forced on the defense. Break. Dusan, where are you? Thought Naraku. He was heavily bruised because the girl had put up a stronger fight than he thought she would, plus she alerted some Anbu to his presence and he barely escaped with the girl and his life. Lucky for him, his healing ability kicked in and he didn't have to worry about his injuries slowing him down for too long. Dusan, you better get back soon or we are going to be in some deep shit, said Naraku. It must have been Naraku's lucky day because Naruto came out of the woods carrying a small girl. Naruto was bleeding from bruises and cuts all over and he was also panting heavily. Dusan, are you okay? Asked Naraku as he helped his father stand up. No time, we need to get out of here before the Anbu catch our trail, said Naruto as he stood up and started to leap off into the trees with Naraku on his tail. Naraku and Naruto ran at full speed or as fast as they could carrying a person apiece and managed to make it out of the land of lightning within a few hours. Naruto was forced to create a few cage bunchen to distract the Anbu while Naraku used his insects to draw their attention away from their trail. Dusan, I don't think we can make it back home before they catch us, said Naraku as he tried to keep up the fast pace. We don't need to, son, we just need to get into the land of fire, they won't dare follow us into that territory since they kidnapped the Hyuga girl to begin with, said Naruto. Yeah, well I hope the land of fire border is coming up soon, otherwise those Anbu are going to catch us, said Naraku. If worse comes to worse, you take both girls to safety and I'll stay behind to deal with the Anbu, said Naruto seriously. Dusan, you and I both know you don't have the chakra left to deal with 2 teams of Anbu, said Naraku glaring at his Dusan. You will do as you're told and not question me, am I understood? Said Naruto gazing down at his son. Dusan, said Naraku fearfully because his father had never really yelled at him before. Is that understood? Demanded Naruto. Yes Dusan, said Naraku weakly. Good, now come on we need to pick up the pace, said Naruto increasing the speed. Naraku grabbed the pendant Kasen gave him and prayed that they would be able to make it to the border of the land of fire safely. But Kagome was enjoying a nice walk with Gaara until she got an extremely bad feeling. She started to clutch her head, which caused Gaara to worry frantically if she was okay. Oh no, Naruto-kun and Naraku-kun are in trouble, thought Kagome before she whistled for Entei. It didn't take long before Entei arrived next to Kagome with a worried look on its face. Entei took me to Naruto-kun as fast as possible, demanding that Kagome jump on Entei's back. Before Entei could take off, Gaara jumped on its back behind Kagome. I'm coming with Kasan, demanded Gaara, giving Kagome a look that let her know that he wasn't changing his mind. Kagome just nodded before telling Entei to go. Entei just nodded its head before it took off at speeds that no human or demon could ever hope to match in their lives. With Naruto and Naraku, take the girls and run, Naraku-kun, I will deal with the Anbu, said Naruto before he turned around and took a defensive stance. Naraku knew better than to argue with his Tusen now and just picked up both girls and took off towards the fire borders. It was long after that 6 cloud Anbu appeared in front of Naruto. Hand over the girls and we might let you live, said the leader of the team. I'm afraid I have no idea what girls you are talking about, said Naruto with a smirk. He must have stayed behind while the other one headed off towards the border. You two find the other with the girls and stop him before he reaches the border, said the leader before him, and 3 others charged at Naruto. The other 2 Anbu were going to go around, but what they didn't expect was for Naruto to take a few hits from their captain and other members so that he could break through the line and deal with them. They died with a surprised look behind their mask as Naruto stabbed a kunai into each of their hearts. That you didn't expect me to ignore the larger threat to go for the smaller threat, said Naruto with a smirk as he got back in front of the 4 remaining Anbu. That was a foolish move because you can no longer use your left arm, said the leader pointing to the kunai lodged deep in Naruto's left arm. I've had worse, replied Naruto, the smirk never leaving his face. Kill him, said the leader before they engaged Naruto in a 4-on-1 Taijutsu fight. Usually, Naruto wouldn't have had a problem dealing with a few Anbu, but he was extremely low on chakra and he couldn't use his left arm. He soon found himself on the ground eating dirt. Today was just not his day. Time to die, fools, said one of the Anbu going for the kill blow. If I am going to die, then I am taking these Anbu out with me so that my son will be safe, thought Naruto before he planned on using a kamikaze that would cause his body to explode from his chakra, killing all those in a 50-foot radius. Just before Naruto completed his, he was saved by a large fireball that consumed the 4 unexpected Anbu. Naruto-kun yelled a familiar voice, but there was no way she could be here. Kagome-chan, said Naruto weakly before he passed out. Oh Naruto-kun, you better not die and leave me alone, said Kagome as she started to treat his wounds. Will he be okay, Kasan? Asked Gaara as he slowly approached Kagome. It looks like he didn't take any fatal hits, he should be fine Gaara-kun, said Kagam, but didn't get any further when she felt a hand around her throat. I don't know who you are bitch, but I'll kill you for what you did to my team, said one of the Cloud Anbu who managed to evade Entei's fire blast. Just as he was about to stab Kagam with his kunai, he found himself surrounded in a cocoon of sand. No one touches my Kasan, die, growled Gaara before closing his hands. The Cloud Anbu didn't even have time to scream as the sand crushed him. Kagam just stared at Gaara in thanks, even though she was sad her son had been killed at such an early age. Thank you so much Gaara-kun, said Kagam hugging the small boy. You're not mad at me? Asked Gaara, surprised. You saved my life, how could I be mad at you, said Kagam smiling at the boy. Gaara just returned the smile, glad that his Kasan wasn't upset at him. Entei finds Naraku-kun and brings him back to me right away, said Kagam. Entei just nodded before it blurred from existence to find Naraku. Gaara-kun, please come here and help me, said Kagam as she started to remove Naruto's clothes. What do you need me to do Kasan? Asked Gaara kneeling beside Kagam. Use your sand to keep him from moving around too much, your Tusan tends to move around when asleep, said Kagam with a smile. This caused Gaara to giggle, but comply with her orders nonetheless. Break, what happened to me? Asked Naruto as he sat up slowly. You have been out for the past 2 days Naruto-kun, said Kagam as she sat beside his bed. Kagam-chan, not that I'm not grateful for you saving my life, but how did you know Naraku-kun and I were in trouble, asked Naruto as he regained his bearings. He also wanted to ask what he was doing in the hospital, but decided to ask that later. I felt Naraku-kun call for help and somehow knew you were in trouble so I got on Entei and he ran, as fast as he could, to get me to you. I must say we arrived right on time, said Kagam with a small smirk as she held her husband's hand. I'll say Naraku-kun and the 2 girls, okay? Asked Naruto. Yes, I had Entei take Naraku-kun, Gaara-kun, and Yujito-chan back home before the Leaf Ninjas arrived, said Kagam. I was wondering why this room looked so familiar, now I know why, laughed Naruto. I was so worried about you when I felt Naraku-kun's cry for help, said Kagam hugging Naruto tightly. Yes, but thanks to you I am perfectly okay, so there is no more need to worry, said Naruto as he rubbed his wife's back. Don't scare me like that ever again, it is not good for my health. You forget I am pregnant, such stress isn't good for me, said Kagam with a small smile. I'll try to remember to wait until the new baby is born before getting into any more life or death situations, said Naruto with a smirk, which earned him a slap on the arm. Now that you are feeling better the Hokage wished to talk with you, said Kagam helping Naruto stand up before handing him some clothes to wear. It'll be good to see the old man again, said Naruto before he turned his back to Kagam and started to change into some of the clothes. It wasn't long before he was fully dressed in some of his old robes and put on his final piece of clothing, which was his straw hat. Okay babe, I am ready to meet the old man, said Naruto grabbing her hand. Kagam just smiled before intertwining her fingers with his and opening the door. Waiting outside the room were a couple of Anbu that were standing guard over his room. The Hokage wishes to speak with you now that you are feeling better, I will escort you to his office, said the Anbu with a wolf mask. There is no need for that, we will just meet you there, said Naruto before Kagam and he disappeared in a swirl of leaves. He knows Shunshin. Thought the wolf Anbu was surprised before he disappeared in a swirl of leaves, as well. Outside Hokage's office. You know I hate when you do that without telling me, said Kagam glaring at Naruto. I know, which is why I love doing it, said Naruto, giving Kagam a quick peck on the lips before knocking on the doors leading to the Hokage's office. Come in, said a voice on the other side. Naruto and Kagam just looked at each other before they opened the door and walked into the room where an old man wearing Hokage robes and a hat with the number 3 on it was sitting behind a desk. Hello Sandaime-sama, I heard you wished to meet with us, said Naruto taking a seat in front of the desk as his wife did the same. Yes I did, please have a seat so that we may talk, said the Sandaime with a kind smile. Thank you very much, said Kagam, returning the smile. Now I would like to know how you came across young Hyuga Hinata as she was kidnapped about 3 days ago, said the curious Sandaime. You see a funny story, that is, you see I got lost on the road of life, said Naruto before he was interrupted by Kagam smacking him upside the head. Naruto-kun, growled Kagam glaring at him. Fine, I was actually traveling through the area when I noticed some people talking about how they successfully managed to capture a little girl. Knowing that my wife here would kill me if I didn't do anything to help the child, I followed them and waited for the perfect opportunity to rescue the girl. It was going well at first, but they managed to catch up to me and if it wasn't for my wife arriving when she did I would have been dead, said Naruto. I see, so you are a ninja, said Sandaime. He knew the man wasn't telling him the whole truth but decided to let it go until he found out some more information. Yes I am, maybe you have heard of me from the Fire Daimyo. My name is Higurashi Naruto, and this is my wife Higurashi Kagome, said Naruto introducing both of them. Yes, I have heard of you and your village. The Fire Lord has nothing but good praise for you and your village, said the Sandaime, hiding his shock at finding out this was the leader of the up and rising village between the borders of fire and wind. Well, that's good to know. I would hate to find out that we have a bad reputation, said Naruto with a chuckle. Yes, I am surprised to meet you under such circumstances, but it is still a pleasure to meet you, said Sandaime. Is the girl okay? I didn't get to check whether she had suffered any injuries or not because I was too busy helping my husband, said Kagome worried. Hinata is just fine, her father and mother are very grateful for you returning her back safely, said Sandaime. Her mother is still alive. I thought that Hyuga Hana had caught a severe illness, said Naruto surprised. Yes, she is suffering from an illness, but it hasn't turned severe yet. I am surprised you know about it, said Sandaime, giving Naruto a curious look. Damn it, I forgot Hinata's mother didn't die until after she turned 5 and gave birth to Hanabi, thought Naruto, as he cursed himself inwardly for his slip of tongue. I might be able to help her if you allow me to treat her, said Kagome, knowing she could heal the woman easily with her Miko powers. The Hyugas have requested your presence at their clan house to thank you for saving their daughter, so you may visit them after you are done here, said the Sandaime, smiling at the woman. Sandaime-sama, I would like to form a treaty between our villages that would be beneficial to the both of us, said Naruto, changing the subject. Actually, I am glad you brought that up because the Fire Daimyo has been pressuring me to send representatives to form a treaty between our villages. He believes that your village will grow to be very powerful, said the Sandaime. Really? I didn't know that, but I lied to Naruto with a smirk. I have already drafted a treaty that will benefit us both, but if you wish to change anything let me know, said Sandaime, handing Naruto a piece of paper. Naruto and Kagome both looked over the treaty and were surprised that it did benefit both villages equally. I like it, but I wish to change the part about allowing your Anbu freedom to come and go within our village, said Naruto, crossing that part out with a brush he borrowed from Sandaime's desk. I figured you wouldn't like that part, but the council made me put it in there, said Sandaime. More like that conniving bastard Danzu made you put it in there by buying the council, but that is okay, because I plan on dealing with him personally in the future, thought Naruto, as he smirked inwardly. Other than that part, do we have an agreement? Asked Naruto to sign the document and hand it back to Sandaime. I believe we do, said Sandaime before signing as well. He then performed a few hand seals and made an exact replica of the document and handed Naruto the replica. Thank you, said Naruto before rolling up a scroll and putting it inside his robes. I have been wondering if you have decided on a name for your village yet? Asked the Sandaime, curious. Not yet, but the next time we meet I will have a name for it and I will be wearing much better robes, but right now our village just isn't large enough to claim that we are a ninja for everyone to know without being targeted, said Naruto with a smile as he shook the older man's hand. I look forward to that day, laughed Sandaime. Thank you for all your help, Hokage-sama. I will make sure Naruto-kun gives you a full report on what happened before we leave, said Kagome, bowing to the old man. I would very much appreciate that, and until we meet again I am afraid this is farewell, said Sandaime as he watched his two guests leave. I wonder what you are hiding, Higurashi Naruto, thought the Sandaime as he took a puff from his pipe. Break, is this the Hyuga compound? Asked Kagome, amazed by the size of it. Yes it is, impressive isn't it, replied Naruto as they walked up to the entrance gate. State your purpose, said a branch member guard. I heard the clan head wished to see me in order to thank me for saving his daughter, so I came as soon as I could, said Naruto. Yes, he has been waiting for you to arrive. Please follow me and I will take you to him, said the guard before leading the way into the compound. Why do I sense a seal on his forehead? Whispered Kagome to Naruto. I will tell you all about it later, but for now try not to say anything about it out loud, said Naruto. Something tells me I am not going to like what you have to tell me, said Kagome. Naruto and Kagome followed the guard into the main family house and soon found themselves in a large dining area. Please wait here until Hiashi-sama and his wife arrive, said the guard before leaving them alone. It truly is a beautiful place, but I think the compound could use some gardens, said Kagome to Naruto. I'll have to show you the gardens we have in the back, I'm sure you love them, said a woman entering the room with a man that Naruto knew all too well. I take it you are the man who saved my daughter? Asked Hiashi looking at Naruto. You'll have to thank my wife for that. If it wasn't for her arriving when she did, I would have died and those Anbu would have recaptured your daughter, said Naruto, making Kagome blush. I don't care who is responsible, thank you so much for returning my sunshine back to me, said Hana before she started to cough. Kagome and Naruto saw the woman cough and couldn't believe they forgot that she was extremely sick. Naruto would have sworn that the woman was Hinata when he first saw her because they looked exactly alike, except Hana was much paler due to her being sick. I'm so sorry, I heard you were sick, but I forgot all about it, said Kagome rushing to the woman's side. Hana dear, please let's get you back to your room. You are not well enough to be up and walking, said Hiashi as he looked at his wife in concern. I have never seen Hiashi with such caring eyes, he must have really changed due to his wife's death, thought Naruto. Actually, if you let me, I'm pretty sure I could cure your wife of her illness, said Kagome, shocking both Hyuga in the room. Are you serious? Stuttered Hiashi. Yes, please help me lie her down on the ground, said Kagome as she lowered the woman to the ground with Hiashi's help. Now stand back, said Kagome before placing her hands over Hana. What is she doing? Asked Hiashi as Kagome's hand started to glow pink and soon a pink light surrounded his wife. Do not worry, my wife is merely using her Maiko powers to cure your wife, said Naruto as he watched the spectacle impassively. Your wife is a Maiko? Asked Hiashi in awe. If someone told me that Hyuga Hiashi could make so many different faces I wouldn't believe them, but you have proved me wrong these past 20 minutes, said Naruto with a smirk causing Hiashi to glare at him. Hiashi didn't get much time to argue more because Kagome finished healing his wife and was helping her get back up. How do you feel? Asked Kagome. I feel great, it seems I owe you 2 life debts, said Hana before kneeling down before Kagome. What shocked Naruto even more was to see Hiashi kneel down before Kagome as well. I will never forget what you have done for my wife, and if you ever need anything I will do all in my power to provide you with any help that I can, said Hiashi as he kneeled before Kagome. Stop that, I get enough of that back home, I do not wish for people to do that here as well, said Kagome with a small blush. Hiashi and Hana soon stood up holding each other's hands and continued to thank Kagome, but Naruto interrupted them. I'm afraid it is time for us to go, said Naruto. Please at least let us treat you to dinner, said Hana. We really shouldn't intrude, and if we stay gone for too long my sons will worry, said Kagome apologizing. We will meet again, but next time we will be sure to stay for dinner, said Naruto before bowing to Hiashi and his wife. Naruto and Kagome then took their leave of the compound. Something tells me that next time we see them it will not be under good circumstances, said Hana. I get that feeling as well my love, said Hiashi. Break. I enjoyed seeing your home village, said Kagome. It was good seeing it again, but unfortunately, we have our own village to look after now, said Naruto with a smile. I have missed my boys, let's go home, said Kagome. I want to, but I know Kamimuro is going to kill me for putting you in danger, so I kind of don't want to, groaned Naruto. I'll make sure he doesn't harm you too badly, laughed Kagome causing Naruto to glare at him. Let's go home, husband, said Kagome. Yes, oh wife of mine, said Naruto with a smirk before he grabbed Kagome and held her close. Naruto just gave her a passionate kiss before they disappeared in a flash of yellow. Thanks for watching my video, see you next time, till then sayonara.